Hello and welcome to Unacademy, a one-stop destination for all English medium UPSC aspirants. Welcome to the session on the complete strategy for science and technology. This session includes a discussion on weightage of science and technology in both prelims and mains, syllabus of the subject, the nature of the previous year questions, and the sources for preparation. But before we start with the discussion, a very important announcement. We are launching new batches like the Manzil batch in bilingual, the Achievers batch in English medium, and the Lakshya batch in Hindi medium. All these batches will be aiming at the 2025 examination. So those who are preparing for the next year, do enroll for these batches. And the best part is, these courses by the top educators of Unacademy are offered at a price of just 24,999, and this is a limited period offer. If you have any queries related to this, do reach us at this number and make sure that you join these courses before they start. With this, let us continue with our discussion on the strategy for science and technology. Firstly, how important is science and technology for UPSC? There is one important tool to assess the importance of any subject in an examination. That is, the data about weightage of that subject or the number of questions from that subject over a span of 10 years. From this data, we can clearly see that from science and technology, the average number of questions is around 13, while the actual number of questions are ranging somewhere between as low as just 7 questions in the year 2017 and as high as 18 questions in the year 2023. And the weightage of science and technology in the mains examination is around 3 to 4 questions, which can straight away fetch you 50 marks. From this, we can understand that science and technology is very important for the UPSC. And anybody who wish to clear this exam cannot neglect this subject. Let us now analyze the relative weightage of different subjects in the UPSC prelims. From this data, we can observe that the subjects like history, geography, polity, economy, science and technology, environment and ecology are having a comparable contribution of around 14 to 15 questions. From this, we can understand that science and technology is just as important as any other subject like history or geography or economy. But the students often tend to neglect science and technology. But remember, those who take each and every subject seriously and those who do not leave any stone unturned will be the ones who crack this examination. Now, let us try to analyze the syllabus of science and technology. For science and technology, prelims, they have given the syllabus in just one phrase, that is general science. For the mains, the syllabus given is science and technology, developments and their applications, the effects in everyday life, achievements of Indians in the science and technology, indigenization of the technology and developing the new technologies, awareness about IT, information technology, space technology, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and the issues relating to the intellectual property rights. What is my observation on this syllabus? This syllabus is very vague. I mean to say not clear and too general and not elaborate. We do not have an elaborate syllabus with clear boundaries. But science and technology by nature is a very diverse, vast and dynamic subject, having multiple subtopics, or you can even say as different subjects under the subject called science and technology. These subtopics include biotechnology, information and communication technology, that is related to the computers, space technology, nanotechnology, nuclear technology, defense technology, and most importantly, renewable energy. When the subject is so dynamic, diverse, and vast, understanding the pattern of the questions, nature of the questions, the topics covered in the questions only based on the syllabus is not possible. So here comes the role of another important tool to assess our preparation, whether our preparation is going according to the exam requirement or not, is the previous year questions. Previous year questions. Okay. How to make the best use of the previous year questions? What all we should observe while we are going through the previous year questions? Firstly, the topics covered in the previous year questions and the nature of the previous year questions means, are the questions from the static content or from the current affairs, and are the questions more conceptual or factual? Are the questions more conceptual or factual? What is the standard or depth of the questions? At what depth you have to prepare the subject? And to be able to answer such questions, what are the sources or the material or the books that we need? Listen carefully. To be able to answer such questions, what are the sources or the textbooks that we need to read? This is all we have to check while we are going through the previous year questions. Now, let us have a discussion on the sources for our preparation. Should we read textbooks for science and technology? In my opinion, no. Considering the diverse and dynamic nature of the science and technology, a textbook is not an ideal source for the preparation. Then what is the ideal source for the preparation? The newspapers like the Hindu, Indian Express, Times of India, and the magazines like Science Reporter and Yojana. It is important to know that just like your polity or any other subject, we have some government schemes, policies, programs related to science and technology also. For that reason, you may have to go through even the magazines like Yojana and Kurukshetra. Apart from this, to reduce your efforts and to save your time, we are also coming with our initiatives like the Unacademy Current Affairs Navigator on the Unacademy platform, where we will be discussing the monthly science and technology current affairs with the help of multiple choice questions. And also the current affairs sessions on our YouTube channel, Unacademy IAS English. Now, let us have a brief discussion on the role of NCERTs. Should we read the NCERTs or not? Here, let us make a cost-benefit analysis. Let us make a cost-benefit analysis. What is the cost? Here, we have to read the NCERT textbooks from the 6th class to 12th class. it will surely take a few months of time from you, few months. Especially when it comes to the 11th and 12th class, you all know how much effort the NEET students will put in. It is as difficult as it is. So that is the cost involved. Okay. After spending this much time and putting in this much effort, what we can expect from the NCERTs? From the detailed analysis and observation, what I came to know is a maximum of, and you heard me correct, not minimum, a maximum of one question is directly coming from science and technology. Only one question. Let me take some examples. In the year 2024, there is a question on pea family. That is Leguminosae. And few years back, there was a question on tomato family. Tomato belongs to which family? Solanaceae. A few more years back, there was a question on ticks and mites. These are some small insects. Ticks and mites belong to which family? And 1 or 2 years ago, there was a question related to the differences between plant and animal cells. So, in 1 year, only one question on the pea family. Another year, only one question on the family to which tomato belongs to. Another year, there is a single question on ticks and mites belongs to which family. And 1 more year, there is only a single question based on the differences between plant and animal cells. These are the 4 questions that I can see which appeared directly from the NCERTs. So, you have to decide, do you have this much time to be able to answer one question? This is my cost benefit logic. So those students who are still very young and giving an attempt after 2-3 years, okay, who started the preparation with a prior plan, can of course go with the NCERTs. But otherwise, in my opinion, you need not take that much effort related to NCERTs. Anyway, we are coming with a new initiative, that is, we will be covering the important topics from NCERTs in our YouTube channel, Unacademy IAS English, where the selective and important chapters from NCERTs will be covered, so that you will not be completely leaving the NCERTs. At the same time, you are not putting in months together effort on the NCERTs. This is related to the sources. For those who wish to read NCERTs, don't worry, you need not read every page in the NCERTs from 6th class to the 12th class. Here is a list of some selected chapters from NCERTs. Go through these topics if you wish to do so. Now, let us try to analyze some of the previous questions, okay, from different areas. We have already narrowed down around 6 to 7 different areas from which the questions are repeatedly coming. First, biotechnology, information technology, defense, nanotechnology, nuclear technology, okay, and energy. So these are some areas. Let us try to analyze one previous question from each area so that you will get a real estimation about the level of difficulty of science and technology. To start with, space technology. To exemplify this, I have taken one question that appeared this year 2024. The question is, with reference to radioisotope thermoelectric generators, consider the following statements. RTGs are miniature fission reactors. RTGs are used for powering the onboard systems of the spacecrafts. RTGs can use plutonium-238, which is a byproduct of weapons development. Let us examine these statements. First statement is RTGs are miniature fission reactors. No, this is not a correct statement. What is an RTG? This is based on the principle of nuclear decay, not fission. That is the reason why the first statement is wrong. And the decay will release heat. This particular reaction will happen in the heater unit. And then the second unit is called as the generator unit. Here the heat will be converted into electricity. And this electricity is used to power the spacecrafts. What are the spacecrafts that are using these RTGs as fuel or the radioactive decay as the fuel? Very popular spacecrafts, that is Voyagers, and many other spacecrafts by NASA, and also ISRO is planning to use this technology so that the spacecrafts can have a longer duration in the space, because radioactive decay requires a very little fuel and gives enormous amount of energy. So with little fuel, the spacecrafts can run in the space for a longer duration. That is about RTG. And RTGs are used in the powering of onboard systems in the spacecrafts, correct. And RTGs use plutonium-238 as the fuel, yes. Plutonium-238 is a radioactive isotope of the plutonium that will undergo decay generating the heat. And this plutonium-238 is a byproduct of weapons development. Plutonium-238 is not used in the weapons. This is not used in some atom bomb, but in the weapon development, plutonium-238 is released. So therefore, this statement is also correct. And the right answer is 2 and 3. This kind of questions are expected from the space technology. In fact, it is a combination of space technology and nuclear technology. Space technology and nuclear technology linking question. Okay, what is the context of this question? Can we expect such questions? Is it current affairs based or is it from the static content? It is purely a current affairs based question, because recently NASA kept the Voyagers in the energy saving mode by turning off some less utilized equipment in the Voyagers. The reason is in an effort to extend the life of Voyagers so that NASA can celebrate the 50th, yes, you heard me right, the 50th birthday of the Voyagers. That's why Voyagers are in the news, and they did not ask a question directly on the Voyagers, but they have given a question on the RTG used in Voyagers. So there is a clear context for it, and it is an expected question, and you can easily solve this question with the habit of regular newspaper reading. Let us now analyze one more question from the defense technology. That is also from the year 2024. Consider the following aircrafts: Rafale, MiG-29, Tejas Mark 1. How many of the above are considered as the 5th generation aircrafts? Okay, this is a factual question. Those who religiously, strictly read the newspapers and memorize all the facts related to every news will be able to solve this. And this is not from the static content, and this is not from any NCERTs. This is purely from the current affairs. And defense technology is very much in the news in the context of the wars between the countries. And the right answer is, in this, there is no 5th generation aircraft. Okay, Rafale and Tejas Mark 1 are 4.5 generation, and MiG-29 is the 4th generation aircraft. So in this list, there is no 5th generation aircraft. So the correct answer is 5. So this is the level or the standard of questions that you can expect from the defense technology. And let us see a few questions, not one, few questions. In fact, interestingly, all of them appeared from the year 2024. 1, 2 and 3. 3 questions straight away came in the single year 2024 from the energy concept. Why? Is it just a random incident? Is it just a coincidence? No. Energy is very much in the news. In the context of global warming, in the context of the threat to our climate, in the context of increasing pollution, in the need of decreasing the carbon footprint, we definitely require the alternative energy sources. It means not the fossil fuels, not fossil fuels. What is the problem with fossil fuels? First, they are not renewable. Okay, and also they increase the carbon footprint. Means they increase the pollution, they damage the climate, and they speed up the global warming process. So we have an urgent requirement of alternative energy sources or the clean energy sources. So this is the need of the hour. So that is the reason why it is not surprising to find straight away 3 questions from energy in a single year. Let us check the questions. Which of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from the fuel cell electric vehicles powered by hydrogen? So here, let us try to understand this answer. Okay. In the fuel cell, what happens is there will be a cathode and an anode, which is separated by a membrane. Hydrogen enters from here. From the hydrogen, the electrons and protons will get separated here, and the electrons will pass through a circuit, and the protons will pass through this membrane. And here the oxygen enters from the atmosphere, and here this H plus, this hydrogen combines with this oxygen and forms water. So therefore, in the exhaust of the fuel cell, the effluent found, okay, the thing that will come out, the effluent found in this fuel cell electrical vehicles is only the water vapor. This is the exhaust pipe effluent. Okay, and if this concept is not very clear, not an issue, stay tuned. As a part of our comprehensive courses or systematic classes, we will be explaining these concepts more clearly and in a more deeper way. This is a strategy session, and here we are discussing only the nature of the questions. Complete understanding of the subject is not possible in this session. And recently, the term pumped storage hydropower is actually and appropriately discussed in the concept of which of the following. Look at the question and observe the nature of the question. In this question, the term used is pumped storage hydropower. Means this is related to energy. This is related to power, and it is related to storage of the power. This is related to storage of the power. So straightforward we can guess the answer to be long duration energy storage. Answer lies in the question itself. The answer is hidden in the question. In the question, once again, let us examine the terms. Pumped storage hydropower. From the power, we can understand that it is related to energy, and from the storage, we can understand that this is an equipment for the long duration storage of the energy. Let us don't go deep into this particular subject in the strategy session. Here I just discussed how to guess the answer just by observing the term given in the question. And also observe the point that there are 3 questions straight from the energy topic in a single year. So the right answer is long duration energy storage. The next question again from energy is battery storage, biomass generators, fuel cells, rooftop solar voltaic units. How many of the above are considered as distributed energy resources? Again, it is a word game. Just observe the word. Observe the term. In the term, distributed energy resource is used. Distributed means what? Can we have, each one of us, can we have a solar panel or the rooftop solar voltaic unit on our terrace? Yes, it means multiple units are possible. Okay, multiple units are possible. Then fuel cells. Can we all have fuel cell battery in our electrical vehicles? Yes, a fuel cell battery is possible in each electrical vehicle. Can we have biofuels in our homes? Can we have a biofuel generators in our home? Yes. Can we have lithium ion batteries or hydrogen ion batteries or sodium ion batteries in all our electrical vehicles or computers or laptops, etc.? Yes. It means any of them is not a centralized, okay, it's not a centralized energy resource. It is a distributed energy resource where in each home or each vehicle, in each equipment, this energy resource can be installed. But on the contrary, if you observe a nuclear reactor, we all cannot have a personal nuclear reactor in our home or on our terrace. Okay, this will be quite dangerous because it will leak the radioactive material. So, from this what we can understand, nuclear reactor is a centralized energy resource. Centralized energy resource means you will have a nuclear reactor in one city or one place which is properly taken care of and highly regulated, monitored, and from here the energy will be distributed to different places. The energy will be distributed to different places like this. But whereas if you observe all these things, okay, it is not centralized, they are distributed. This energy resources can be installed in each and every home. So therefore they all are distributed energy resources. See how beautifully you can guess the answer just by observing and decoding the term given in the question. And from this you should also observe the importance of the topic energy in the examination. Let us check the nature of questions from computers or IT or ICT, information and communication technology. This is a question from 2022. Arogya Setu. If you remember, we have used Arogya Setu during the COVID-19 first wave and second wave to report our symptoms, whether we got tested positive or do we are suffering from any fever or any other symptoms, etc. Second one, CoWIN app. Also, if you remember, we used CoWIN app to book the slot for our vaccinations during the second wave of the COVID. Next, DigiLocker. It is a digital locker where you can keep your documents like your 10th class marks memo, your degree certificate, etc. So that even if you are in some other country and you forgot the physical document, you can access to this DigiLocker. And Diksha platform. What is Diksha platform? Diksha platform is for the people like me and for the people like you, that is teachers and the students. So they can use, for example, a teacher can upload a worksheet, okay, in the Diksha platform, and the students can access to that worksheet and fill in the blanks or solve the multiple choice questions, and the parents can keep a track of their children's performance. This is all possible during using Diksha. Which of the above are built on the open source digital platform? What is an open source digital platform? Simple. If the user can modify, the columns in the app, if the users can modify the columns in the app, then it can be called as open source digital platform. Let us check. In the Arogya Setu, can we modify the columns? Yes. We can fill up that I got tested positive. In the CoWIN app, can we modify the columns? Yes. You can book a slot. Slot booked on so and so date is how you modify the column in that app. DigiLocker, you can upload your document. It means you have modified that application. Diksha platform, I have uploaded a question paper. So I modified the application and you have filled the blanks in that. Means you also have modified that application. So it is an open source digital platform and the right answer is all the four. This is the standard of the question. Okay, why this question appeared in 2022? Is it static or current affairs based? Current affairs based. Is it expected? Yes, of course, because these are all the apps. Arogya Setu CoWIN was being used by each and every citizen during the year of 2022. So this is clearly from the current affairs and very much expected question. So there is a clear context for it. I hope you understood how to predict the type of the questions and how to prepare, how to observe what is there all around us. So this is one question. Now let us check another question from the Information and Communication Technology from the same year 2022. Which of the following is the context in which the term qubit, again word game, I don't know anything about qubit, I don't know anything about quantum computers, still I can answer this. Qubit is related to quantum computers. Okay, just like we use bits. What are the classical bits or bits? 0 and 1. These are the bits we use, okay, for computer language. A computer will understand only the binary codes. A regular computer will understand the communication in the classical bits like 0 and 1, whereas a quantum computer will understand the communication only in the form of qubits. What are the qubits? The quantum particles used as bits is called as qubits. When quantum particles are used as bits, they are called as qubits. Okay, what are the quantum particles? Quantum particles, the word quantum means smallest unit of matter. What is the smallest unit of matter? Is it the cell? No. Is it the atom? No. We have even subatomic particles also like electrons, protons, neutrons. These are the quantum particles. Same way, the smallest unit of energy can also be called as quantum, that is photon. Photon is the smallest unit of energy. Electron, proton, neutron, subatomic particles are the smallest units of matter. This smallest units of matter or energy is called as quantum particles. When quantum particles are used as bits, when electrons are used as bits, they are called as qubits, and we use qubits in the quantum computer for coding purpose. See, the questions from Information and Communication Technology have been quite predictable, because in the year 2022 and thereafter, there is a huge discussion and a consistent discussion in the newspapers about the quantum computers. Even the quantum mission was launched. So that was the context for this question, and the question was from the current affairs, not from the static content, and predictable. There was a clear context for the question. Let us now see the nature of questions from biotechnology. For this, I have taken a question from the year 2022. Consider the following statements in the respect of probiotics. These days, there is a lot of discussion on the friendly bacteria. Friendly bacteria, okay, or the normal flora. These are some friendly bacteria we have in our gut. That is our intestine. Small intestine and most importantly, large intestine. In our large intestine, we have numerous friendly bacteria and we call them as the normal flora. They help us. They help us in digesting the food. They help us in digesting the food. And they help us in producing vitamins. They also affect our mindset. That means, are we a pleasant person or a stressed person? It means they will also influence your stress levels, and multiple benefits because of this normal flora or the friendly bacteria. But the question here is not about this friendly bacteria. The question is about probiotics. What do you mean by probiotics? That is the food that contains friendly bacteria. And you heard me correct. This is the food that is rich in the bacteria, but they are not harmful bacteria. They are our friends, friendly bacteria. And not only bacteria, we also have some friendly fungi, yeast. Certain yeast and bacteria are friendly to us and they help us in digesting the food and stress levels, okay, and producing vitamins and all these things. This kind of food which is rich in the friendly bacteria is called as probiotic food. Listen carefully, I repeat, the food that is rich in the friendly bacteria, the food that is rich in the normal flora is called as probiotic food. The best probiotic food that is quite popular in India is curd or yogurt. Okay, then consider the following statements. Probiotics are made of both bacteria and yeast, correct. What kind of bacteria and yeast? Friendly bacteria and yeast. The organisms in probiotics are also found in the foods we ingest. But they do not naturally occur in the gut? No, wrong. They naturally occur in our gut. But we lose them in the process of excretion, in the process of human activities. So we have to refill them. Remember, we eat only what we are made up of. For a difference, we do not suddenly consume some plastic. Why? Because we are not made up of plastic. We consume proteins, fat, carbohydrates. Why? Because we are made up of those things. Same way, we are made up of this friendly bacteria. Do you know, we have more number of these bacterial cells in our body than our own cells. We have the friendly bacteria more in number in our body than our own body cells. So we naturally have this friendly bacteria and we eat probiotics only to refill those friendly bacteria. So this is a wrong statement because they are saying they do not naturally occur in the gut, but no, they naturally occur in the gut. Next, probiotics help in digesting the milk sugars. Yes. Friendly bacteria help in digesting the food. The probiotic food is rich in friendly bacteria. So-friendly bacteria will help in digesting the milk, but not only milk, many other food material. So this is correct. The right answer is 1 and 3. This is the level of questions that you can expect from biotechnology. Let us take up one question from nanotechnology. First, what is nanotechnology? Nanotechnology deals with nanoparticles. Nanoparticles means nanometer sized particles. Means particles with a size range of 1 to 100 nanometers. More than 100 nanometer, it is not called as a nanoparticle and it does not come under the nanotechnology. And nanotechnology deals with any particle. I mean, we have so many elements in our periodic table. It can be anything like hydrogen, helium, gold, silver, lithium, boron, carbon, silicon. Any element, if you make it into smaller sized particles in a size range of around 1 to 100 nanometers, those can be called as nanoparticles. And the technology dealing with nanoparticles is called as nanotechnology. Let us deal with the question. With reference to the carbon nanotubes, consider the following statements. What are the carbon nanotubes? These are discussed in the 10th class NCERT as well. What are the allotropes of carbon? One of the allotropes of carbon is carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes. What is this? This one atom thick. It means this is just like a paper, but the thickness of that paper is just one atom thick. Flat sheet of carbon atoms. That is called carbon nanotube, like this. It looks like a tube, carbon nanotube. So with reference to the carbon nanotubes, consider the following statements. They can be used as carriers for the drugs and antigens. Listen carefully, carriers for the drugs and antigens. Yes, correct. For example, here I can pack the cancer drug. Look at here. This is carbon nanotube. And this red color one is cancer drug. So if you observe, the parcel to be delivered is the cancer drug. And the postman or the courier is the carbon nanotube. We are packaging the cancer drug in the carbon nanotube and sending it directly to the cancer cells so that healthy cells will not receive this cancer drug and they remain safe. They will not be killed by the cancer drug, and the cancer drug specifically reaches only the cancer cell and will kill that. That is how carbon nanotubes can be used. So yes, this statement is correct. Next. They can be made into artificial blood vessels? No. Carbon nanotubes are made up of carbon. But our blood capillaries are made up of soft muscle. And they are very complex. So carbon nanotube cannot be made into artificial blood vessels. This is not possible. They can be used in the biochemical sensors? Yes. They can sense the viruses in the patient sample. I mean, carbon nanotubes can be used in the diagnosis of the diseases like HIV or coronavirus, etc. So, this is correct. Carbon nanotubes are biodegradable? Yes, because they are made up of carbon. Carbon is degradable. They can be degraded by biological organisms. So the answer is, okay, 1 is correct, 2 is wrong, 3 and 4 are correct. So the right answer is C. This is one question from nanotechnology. Let us see one question from the nuclear technology. In India, why are some nuclear reactors kept under the IAEA safeguards while others are not? It means we have some nuclear reactors in India. Some of these nuclear reactors are under the supervision of this international organization. But other nuclear reactors are not under the supervision of this IAEA. What is the reason? Simple reason. In any nuclear reactors, if you are using domestic uranium, means not imported, the uranium which is mined in India, if you are using such domestic uranium in a nuclear reactor, that reactor need not be kept open for the IAEA supervision. But in any nuclear reactor, if you are using the uranium which is imported from the other countries, then yes, that nuclear reactor will come under the supervision of this international agency. So, okay, why some reactors are under the supervision of IAEA safeguards while the other reactors are not? Because some use imported uranium, they are under the supervision of IAEA, and the others use domestic supplies of the uranium, they are not under the supervision of IAEA. Okay, so this is also from the current affairs, not from the static content. This is the nature of questions from nuclear technology. One more question anyway we have seen in the beginning, that is okay, RTGs, that is a combination of space technology and nuclear technology. Lastly, let us see one question from miscellaneous topics, that is a topic which cannot be kept under either bio, nano, nuclear, energy, etc. This is regarding the pollution. This is regarding the pollution. So therefore, this is also current affairs related and quite expected, and there is a clear context for this question. The membrane bioreactors are often discussed in the context of. Okay, we don't know the answer. How to deal with this question? Again, it is a word game. Did you notice in this class we discussed some around 10 questions probably. I did not count it. But clearly there are at least 4 questions for which you can guess the answer just by carefully observing the term used in the question. Here also, membrane bioreactors. Let us assume you do not know about the membrane bioreactors, but we used the word membrane. Now, let us apply our common sense here. Membrane is usually used for what? To filter the things. To filter in the air purifiers, in the water purifiers, we use a membrane so that the particles will be filtered out. So the right answer is wastewater treatment. To remove the impurities from the wastewater, we use membrane bioreactors. This is one question from the miscellaneous topic. Okay. These are the questions from various subtopics from science and technology in the prelims examination. But we assumed that around 3 to 4 questions. 3 to 4 questions are coming even from the even in the mains also. Let us see some questions from the mains. I have taken all questions from the year 2023 mains. The first question is, introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. Again, from current affairs, there is a clear context because last year artificial intelligence was a buzzword with the chat GPT and many other chatbots, etc. Okay, current affairs, and there is a clear expected question it is. Okay, how does artificial intelligence help in clinical diagnosis? They are asking about the applications of artificial intelligence. From this, what you can understand? Should we prepare the same syllabus? Is the syllabus for prelims and mains same? Should we prepare for the prelims and mains together simultaneously? Yes. But the nature of preparation is slightly different. For prelims, it is about the breadth of the topics, and for mains, it is about the depth of the topics. Here, it is not enough if you just know what is artificial intelligence. You should know what are the applications of artificial intelligence. In fact, it is not even enough if you know the applications of artificial intelligence. You should specifically know the applications of artificial intelligence in the clinical diagnosis. Observe how specific the question is. How specific the question is, not on the applications of artificial intelligence, not even on the applications of artificial intelligence in the health sector. Inside the health sector, see applications, inside that health, and the question is not only on the health, it is particularly on the diagnosis. Very, very specific question. So the topics one should prepare for prelims and mains are the same, but the depth at which they have to prepare is different. For mains, you need more elaborate, in-depth preparation of one particular subject. But this kind of preparation will surely help you in the prelims as well. So therefore, the preparation for prelims and mains, even for the science and technology, should happen simultaneously. Next question. Discuss several ways in which microorganisms help in meeting the current fuel shortage. Did you notice? This is one question from energy. This is from the biofuels. Okay. If you observe, there are, okay, let us clearly check the count. Okay. There are around 4 questions from the 3 questions from energy, okay, in the 3 questions from energy in the prelims 2024 and 2 questions from energy in the mains 2023. I repeat, 3 questions from energy in the prelims 2024 and 2 questions from energy in the mains 2023. So from this we can understand the significance of this topic, alternative energy fuels. One question is about the microorganisms in the fuel. So this question is about what? This question is about the biofuels. Okay, and not enough if you just know what are the biofuels, types of the biofuels, you have to know in and out everything about the biofuels, how the microorganisms can be used in the fuel production, how can they help in meeting the fuel shortage. Next, the third question is quite expected because in the year 2023 the prestigious Chandrayaan-3 was launched, which made India the first country to launch a moon mission on the south pole of the moon. It was a proud and prestigious moment for all Indians. So definitely a question on Chandrayaan-3 was expected in the year 2023. So from this discussion, what I want to say is most of the questions in science and technology are based on the current affairs and are from the topics which were very much in the news in that particular span of time. So the ideal resource for the preparation is not textbooks, but it is newspapers and magazines. And if you fall short of the time, take the help of the initiatives launched by us in the form of Unacademy Current Affairs Navigator and the current affairs sessions on our YouTube channel, Unacademy IAS English. One more question. The adoption of electric vehicles. See, this is on the lithium-ion batteries, electrical vehicles, EVs. So this is also a question on energy and very much expected. The adoption of electric vehicles is rapidly growing worldwide. How do electric vehicles contribute to reducing the carbon emissions? Yes, because you are not using fossil fuels like petrol or diesel. So definitely the electrical vehicles will reduce the carbon footprint because we are using electricity as a fuel to run these vehicles. Okay, and what are the key benefits they offer compared to the traditional combustion vehicles? briefly, they reduce the pollution and they are more environment friendly. Not absolutely, because interestingly, for generating that electricity, see, electrical vehicle need electricity and the electricity is coming from the fossil fuels, coal, etc. So it means the EVs are not 100% clean, but at least better than using some petrol or diesel in the vehicles. Okay, so this is briefly about this question, and you need detailed understanding and complete knowledge and information and data about the EVs, their benefits and other aspects to deal with this question. The last question in the mains 2023 is, how does e-technology, like e-governance, electronic technology, help in farmers? Again, very specific question. This is not on applications of electronic technology, no. It is not on applications of electronic technology in the agriculture, no. Particularly in the production and marketing of agricultural produce. So what is the exam requirement by this question? By this question, what we can observe the exact requirement of the examination? Very specific information. It is not enough if you just know the applications of e-technology. It is not enough if you just know applications of e-technology in the agriculture, but you have to know applications of e-technology in the production and marketing of agricultural produce. So very specific information is needed. So again I am emphasizing the preparation for prelims and mains should happen simultaneously, and the topics to be covered are the same, but the nature of preparation is slightly different. For prelims, you need breadth. That is, you have to cover more topics at a comparatively superficial level, whereas for mains, you have to cover, of course, more topics, but at a more deeper level. And, okay, what should be our approach? What are the takeaway points from this discussion? Most of the questions are from the current affairs, and most of the questions are application oriented. What is the use of this? What is the application of? You have noticed 2 questions. Out of 4 questions in the mains, 2 questions are from applications. One is based on the applications of artificial intelligence. The other is based on the applications of e-technology. It means most of the questions are application oriented. What for us? What is the benefit for us? That is the nature of the question. Next, they demand conceptual clarity. If you have complete understanding of the concept, then only you can deal with this question. And okay, we need more range than the depth. You have to know about so many topics. They can ask a question from anywhere. The range should be more than the depth. Of course, depth is also needed, particularly for the mains preparation. But okay, we need more range of the topics when compared to the depth. And master the facts like schemes, government schemes, programs like Indradhanush program, etc. Government missions, okay, like quantum mission, etc. And related ministry, which ministry launched that particular scheme or mission. This kind of details are important for science and technology also. This is all I wanted to discussion as a part of the strategy for science and technology. If this session is of some use to you, okay, do comment and subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed yet. Thank you. Bye-bye.